Thank you. The Architectural Review Board of the Town of Southampton now come to order. Welcome to the October 15th, 2024 meeting. Ms. Doyle, the ARB attorney, would you please read the legal regulations for this hybrid meeting?
Yes. Good morning. In accordance with the Town Board's adoption of Local Law Number 14 of 2022, the Board's meetings are being held both in person here at Town Hall and by a video conference through Zoom webinar. The link to participate in this meeting via Zoom can be found on the town's website at the Town Clerk's Agendas and Meetings portal. You can also watch the live stream video and submit written comments through the town website. For anyone attending via Zoom, if you wish to speak during the meeting, please click the raise hand icon so a moderator can grant you access to participate in the meeting. If you're here in person when your application is called, please come up to the table. Just as a reminder, please state your name and hamlet of residence for the record. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Doyle. Appreciate it. Please rise for the pledge. And Mr. Rump, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Rump.
You're welcome, Mr. Chairman.
And Mr. Jankowski, would you please read the roll and notify us if we have a quorum?
Mr. Tagliavio? Here. Ms. Keys via Zoom?
I am
Burke?
here.
Here. Myself, Mr. Rump, and Mr. Chairman. We have a quorum.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Did the board members that were present review the minutes of the October 1st, 2024 meeting? And if you were there any errors or omissions?
I saw none, Mr. Chairman.
And I saw none either. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the October 1st, 2024 minutes of that meeting. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Thank you. Any old business to come before the board before we start with the published agenda?
I have nothing, Mr. Chairman.
Nothing. Thank you. First item on the agenda is a sign application. Delanio Andrews Engineering. This is 158 County Road 39, Tuckahoe. Is the applicant present? Yes. Would you come up, please, and state your connection with the applicant?
My name is Lydia Jimenez. I'm the filing representative for the Delanio Engineering.
Okay, fine. Mr. Rump? Yeah. Mr. Rump is the lead for this, so would you address your presentation to the board and specifically to Mr. Rump?
Good afternoon, Chairman, members of the board. My name is Lydia, as I described before. I'm here for Delanio Engineering. We're looking to install a non-illuminated sign. We do understand from the comments last month when I tried to do the Zoom, we are over height, so we're looking to get some sort of feedback on the sign and whether or not we will approve it at the height once the variance.
You know, I just question the visibility of the sign being so high and along, you know, County Route 39 and people traveling at, you know, 40, 50 miles an hour. It just seems, so I'm not quite sure what the sign will do. You know, I understand that people want to have some things. Is it something that perhaps that could be put in that little gable in the porch?
To be completely transparent, they had built the sign and then realized they needed a permit after they built the sign. So it was designed to fit within that gable.
Okay.
We did play around with the idea of putting it right over the doors.
Right.
But it would not fit the existing sign that they had built. Would not fit into that area.
All right. And you know, I know there was a previous sign.
Dan's Papers,
Dan's
right?
Papers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
this
approved,
building.
but it still didn't meet code.
No.
Correct.
So I just
which
don't
I
know,
did
Miss-
request about, the dance papers. And
Right.
I said there was a permit, but she couldn't find a variance for it,
Right,
so.
yeah.
And she said that there was no grandfather status where we can replace it.
Okay. All right, Mr. Rump, I do remember, Dan, you're talking, this is the Dan Papers
Yes.
site.
Yeah, yes, it was, but
Right.
it's not that wasn't where the sign was.
No, the sign was a different sign,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I believe, I remember something, they came to this board, it could have been a preliminary, Dan's Papers, just to,
Oh, there was a permit issued. I talked to,
Okay.
after our last meeting, I went and saw Marge. But it did not, again, meet that 20-foot,
Right.
height restriction. I'm a bit ambivalent on this. I just don't see the use of the sign, to me.
I don't either.
So I don't know what the board thinks, but.
Right, okay, well, you want me to, I'll poll the rest of the
Yeah,
board.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rump. Mr. Jankowski, comments?
So you're gonna go to a variance board, that's not us, right? That's
Right.
gonna be somebody else,
Yes.
right? So then if they say, okay, we'll grant the idea of the sign being up there, then there's nothing we can
No,
do.
they come back to us.
Understood, right? So as long as it's, like if we say, okay, I don't know, whatever we decide, if we wanna take something out of it or if we want.
Yeah.
I mean, we're thinking us where the sign is located, it's just, it's kind of not locating, I guess, the building as far as like what it is that you're, you know what I mean, because of the height and stuff where it is. If you get the variance and then you say, well, because we already built the sign and that's where we want it, then I guess I have no issue with if that's where you want to put the sign because that's what you made and that's where it fits. So I guess that's my opinion.
Okay. Ms. Keys, comments?
I guess my comment on it would be is that if the sign is ineffective as a sign, that's not necessary if it follows, if it's a reasonably nice looking sign, which I can't really tell from that picture. But if it's, the only issues I would have with it would be if it was distracting or gaudy or. Oh, thank you, Carrie. Oh, it seems moot. Like, I don't have issue with it because it doesn't hurt anything. But I agree with the other board members that it doesn't do anything either. So whatever, I guess, right?
So you're ambivalent about it, Ben?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Burke, comments?
Yeah, I would say subject again, obviously, to the ZBA's decision on a variance. I think our function now is to look at the design or the sign. I don't like the logo up top. You can't really distinguish what that is.
Right.
So I would vote to get rid of that logo, and I guess we would need to know if there's any lighting proposed or gooseneck lighting on the sign or what. But those would be my two comments.
Okay. Mr. Tagliavia?
Yeah, I would say I don't have an issue with the sign other than in agreement that it may be hard to see, but I think if the variance is granted, I wouldn't have an objection to it. I do also agree with Joe that the logo does seem to be ineffective and very hard to see at this elevation and at that size and scale. Granted that whether they already made the sign, I don't know that I would disapprove of the logo. I think it's just going to be very hard to read, but that's our opinion, I feel, for the owner to make their decision. Do you have any intention of having a monument sign as well, or is this going to be the only signage?
There is an existing ground sign.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is something that's marking the building that I imagine has the number of the building for
Yes.
fire code?
Okay, all right. My comments are this. What is the sign made of?
It's a 3/8 aluminum, 3/8 inch thick aluminum.
Uh-huh.
It'll be attached with a stud, 1024 threaded studs and silicone sealants.
Okay. And the letters, what are they made of?
those same materials, 3/8 thick flat aluminum letters.
So they're
So it's a standoff.
raised.
Yes,
Yeah, they're raised
a little
up.
raised, and they're painted. They're aluminum painted with the colors of the
Well,
coal
if it's,
gray and-
okay, one question I have, because I totally agree with the lead for the area on this, that, because I think all of us are familiar with that area. We drive by enough. I don't think it's going to be seen. I agree with, like the lead, I think it should be on the porch. If it's aluminum, I think you might be better off thinking about cutting it and placing it above the porch, because you're going to see where that gable is on the porch.
Right, it's difficult to cut it because they're individual letters.
No, but I mean, leave the letters, but you've got room on the sides, don't you?
Yeah, I don't think it'll
They
fit.
said it would
What?
fit right in, but it wouldn't look right because it wouldn't have an outline around it.
Oh,
Because
Okay.
the bottom part where over the door is a blue. So if you put the letters down there, they need the white background to make the
okay,
sign stand out.
okay. All I think is we're trying to
I know,
help
I've tried to.
because
That's the
you want to
building's
see
also.
it as much as possible, but, and I agree with without the logo, because I don't think they're gonna see it. I don't know what kind of logo it is.
It's a house.
Yeah, which I think, is that already made too? Is that raised?
Yes,
But it's separate, I'm assuming.
correct.
Okay, so if
It's a
we
separate
decided
piece.
that we said, all right, we don't want that, then that can come off.
Okay, fine. Because that's my thing, and
I have a further question, Mr.
Yeah.
Chairman.
sure, and that's my comments. Go ahead.
When I
Mr.
looked with Marge at the application, this site received a variance because it's zoned residential. So I don't know, and I'm just thinking out loud what that means for any of the signage and basically the logo, you know, and at this point, it's, you know, I kind of agree with Joe. I think the logo is gonna hard to even discern
Right.
at that elevation. So if, you know, if that could be removed and maybe the, you know, somehow adjust the scale of it a little, of the actual white background. You know, again, if your client and the owner, you know, Delandro and Andrews want to put that sign up there, I don't really have an issue with it, but I just don't think it's, you know, it's going to do much for them. And maybe they don't want it to. I don't know.
It's just taking the place of where the dance papers
Yeah.
one was.
Yeah.
And if they have a monument sign already,
Yeah, they do have a monument sign
Right.
that we approved.
so
So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter, just have the name up there,
Yeah,
and that's it, without the
that's up to
logo.
them.
yeah,
Then, yeah,
that's what I
think
would
if- yeah.
suggest.
we go back around, that's what I'd say too.
Yeah, I think
Just-
if the code allows them to have the logo lower than 20 feet, if the variance is granted, I don't
Well,
see
if
why.
it is granted, we're gonna have to, if we vote on this today, we're gonna have that stipulation.
Okay.
And it'll be whoever makes the motion with logo or without logo. Since this is a sign, that's why, no matter if it's ZAB or planning, it has to come to us. So,
Why I
Yeah.
brought up the residential zoning.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Kelly, if they have a zoning relief for the use. Because basically it was a use variance, because you can't build these buildings in a residential zone. Does that affect the signage that is allowed on this site?
Well, so the code doesn't actually prohibit logos. It's just
Right.
they are generally disfavored by the board. It's
Right.
not in the
Right.
code, but generally this board does not approve logos
Right.
unless they're in the highway business district.
Mhm.
But because this is not residential and it is commercial, there could be an argument that it would be, the board would think it would be okay to have a logo here.
Right.
Because it is on the highway.
but is it zoned highway business?
It's zoned residential, but there's a
Yeah.
variance to use it for
For
commercial.
commercial use.
But
But if this has been up, could this be grandfathered?
No.
No, I
No,
don't believe
It's
it
not
could be.
They never got
grandfathered,
it.
but if you treat it as a highway, the commercial use, then I think that's fine. If that's what you want to do. If you think it fits in where it is, then that would be.
Just Dan's papers.
I just think, yeah, I just think the idea of having a logo there just is, because we always get, you know, when people come in and say, well, they have one down the street, why can't we have one?
Yes, because we have a structure nearby, we have not allowed them to put a logo.
Right.
And that was just, I think, a month or two ago.
Right.
So, you're right.
I think, you know, our approval would ask them to take the logo off.
Okay,
And then, you know, and see what, and then maybe redesign the sign a bit, so it might be a little, you know, move the letters up a little, or whatever that could be. Have they made the entire sign, have they attached the letters to them as well?
Yes, it's all packaged and ready to be installed, when they realize.
We're trying.
well, this is a problem when you don't get a permit.
They
I mean-
They didn't call me till after they did the sign.
Yeah, I know, it's,
It's
well,
not up at the
oh.
moment, though, it's just.
No, it was never installed.
no, but even, you know, you don't make it, you get the permit first, then you come.
Yes,
To get the permit issued, you'd have to come to this board,
right. I agree
and
with you.
you would be going through the same thing. Well, I'm calling for anyone want to make a motion on this sign.
Well, I'll give you the motion, Mr.
Okay.
Chairman. I think, you know, if granted, you know, the height variance is granted by the ZBA.
Yes,
You know, I don't see a problem with the sign without the logo. You know, that's what I think that, and it, you know, the clients, you know, if Paul wants to put that sign up. that's-
I'll second that.
Yeah.
That same thing, especially because if it's not already installed, yeah, you made it, but that doesn't make it, then that's fine.
right.
Exactly the same thing. ZBA grants it, then you can put up the name
Right.
without the logo.
Okay, any comments from the public? None? None here? Fine, so the motion has been made by Mr. Rump and seconded by Mr. Jankowski. And it is to approve the sign without the logo if, and in the position it's in, if a variance is granted by the ZBA. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I do.
Oh,
I
go
don't oppose the logo if it's not written in the code that they're not allowed to, given the zoning. So I agree with all the comments from the lead and the motion. However, I have no problem with the logo if it's not
Well,
specifically.
the motion's made, you can't,
I'm sorry.
yeah, that it came
Right,
out.
right.
So it's actually a moot point that
Okay. Understood.
it's either you agree, vote with it or not.
I did not. So
You did not.
I'm not voting with it. That's just why I wanted to voice the opinion that I wasn't
Okay,
voting
so
with it.
you're a negative vote on
Correct.
this.
Yes.
Okay, fine, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, since the vote was a majority, it's passed as the motion was made by the lead of the area, Mr. Rump. So,
Thank you.
okay, thank you.
All right, good luck, Lydia.
Have a great day.
Right, you too.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, should
Yeah.
we discuss potentially putting something that's more designated into the code if we're going to be looking to set a precedent for future
Well,
signs?
we have been doing it ourselves
Right now,
for
it's in
quite
the
a, what?
board's policies and procedures, so it's in the ARB policies and procedures.
Right, which
that have
is,
been adopted,
which is,
not in the town.
yeah, when we have the organizational meeting,
Mhm.
you can voice your objection to it then.
Understood.
And at that point, we vote on it.
Yeah.
So at that point, but yeah, thank you, Ms. Doyle, on clarifying that. Okay, next on the agenda is Carvel. It's in Tuckahoe at 790 County Road 39, and the applicant is present. And, yeah, go ahead, Sean.
Sean Leonard, Southampton.
And you're the architect
Yes.
and, okay, of this application. And Mr. Rump is the lead in this area also. So would you direct your presentation to the board and
will.
specifically to Mr. Rump?
you, sir.
So what we're, I'm sorry, I thought you guys already had the copies of the application. It's for a freestanding sign on County Road 39. It's a freestanding.
Yep.
The
Yeah,
only
we
reason
have
I-
it up here.
We have it there, yes.
Guys need a color scanner. So in fact, you can have this as well. So it's just a freestanding sign. It'd be out. We needed to get a variance because it's so close to the road,
Right.
which we had received. What we did was we're using the same exact colors, the same exact lettering, everything as, and what I've handed you is, that is the sign that this board has approved. There's 2 signs on the building currently. We're not looking to change them. So those signs are there are the ones that are on the building. And we made this sign to match exactly what, and I bring this up to your attention as you discuss logos.
Well, this is highway business, correct?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I have no issues, Mr. Chairman, with this.
Okay, fine. All right, Mr. Jankowski, comments?
LED illuminated, so strip down,
Correct.
right? Not internally.
No, it's internal.
It's an light box, yeah.
It's a light box.
It is.
All
Yeah,
right.
but that those are not it's not a translucent.
It's
yeah. Okay, I got you. So it's
It's
just the letters.
opaque,
Just the letters.
Yeah,
correct.
okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Just
it's
making sure.
opaque, the letters are
Opaque. Yes, that's
fine.
right. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And then you got the number on there too. So underneath.
Yep.
No issues.
no issues. Ms. Keys, comments?
No issues.
Okay, fine. Mr. Burke, comments?
No issues.
Mr. Tagliavia?
No issues.
And I have no issues. I'm just going to make the comment regarding the logo in this. Because of several logos within the area, I remember when the original, this sign came up.
Yeah, we had taste the best ice cream or something like that.
And we cut that out, but the logo was allowed because of several logos within the area.
In highway business, yeah.
Right, it's in strictly highway business, and it was downplayed a little from what I remember. I could be wrong.
Correct.
Yeah, so that was the compromise that this board made, instead of taking the total logo out. So, okay, and I have no issues with it. I'll go in with the lead on this. Okay, do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve as submitted.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any comments from the public on this before we vote? None? Fine.
No.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Thanks, Sean.
None.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Next on the agenda is the Eastport Bible Church at 386 Main Street in Eastport. And would you come up and,
Hey,
Right.
Good to see you.
all right, and would you direct your presentation to the board and also to Mr. Jankowski, who's the lead for the area?
My name is Craig Tillinghast,
Right.
Eastport, New York. I'm here on behalf of our Eastport Church. I'm on the building committee there. I don't know if you have these. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Basically, we are proposing on our existing church property, we're proposing a freestanding accessory multi-purpose building for use by the church for different purposes. It's on the northern portion of the property.
Yeah, can you go back to that aerial?
Yeah,
Thank you, Kelly.
There's 2 residential structures there. One has been removed recently with a demolition permit because the building was in poor shape. So where those 2 structures are is kind of where the building would be going relative to our property. We have an existing church building. It's very old down on Montauk Highway. That's where the parking lot is. We have a gravel parking lot around the corner. The side street is Tunnel Avenue. The Eastport Elementary School is right across the street. Now this was a referral from the planning board,
Right.
I guess, and I guess I'm here to answer any questions that the board may have. this point in time. I don't know if you've, that would be one of the renderings. So we'll tie in, you know, it'll be one site
Yeah.
with parking both for the, you know, it'll be combined parking. There'll be parking around this building, parking for our church, and they'll all be tied in together.
So we'll have entrance, exit off of Tuttle as well as off of Montauk Highway?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other comments from the planning board that you were?
No, we had a public hearing the other night. I thought it went well. They did just ask about if we were proposing any showers in the building, but you know, we aren't. They did ask about an EV charging station, but I don't know that we would consider that.
Yeah.
Well,
But you know, there really was no comments from the public or other than that from the board.
okay.
I guess my only thing is, and again, it's not our board that decides it, so it.
No,
if this is
ours
a-
decides the building.
Yeah, exactly, but
Design.
is this residential, like this is allowed where this is?
Yes, a church or place of worship is allowed in a residential zone. It's
Right,
R20. It does require both site plan approval and a special exception pursuant to, you know, your town code.
Right.
Yeah.
As far as the building itself, we're proposing, you know, white cedar shingle siding.
Yep, keep going.
With the
Standing
white
seam.
windows and trim. It'll be a gray standing seam metal roof that we're proposing. at this point.
Non-reflective.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, it's also going to the landmarks board, so, you know, see
Understood.
what their comments are as well, I guess.
Okay.
So I don't know how this, you know, if you have any specific question, I'll try to
Well,
answer them. as well.
Okay.
I mean, that was pretty much it. It looks okay. You're next door to the elementary school. I like the idea of also having the ability off of Tuttle as well as just not the
Yes.
Montauk Highway spot.
Yes.
We know how that is. It fits. I mean, it looks good. The renderings, is that basically like, do we have a site plan, landscape plan?
We do, it's part of the site plan, I guess.
Is it?
I can, if you want me to just
Necessarily.
briefly.
Yeah. Let's.
So if you look, you can see where the new building is, I guess.
Yep.
Kind of to the right. There is a residential structure to the north. So we're proposing a staggered row of evergreen buffer plantings there.
Okay.
There are a few existing trees in the front yard, you know,
Yeah.
substantial, and then we'll be supplementing with a couple other street trees. As you can see from the rendering, there will be some landscaping around the building as well. That's not, I don't know if it's. And then, you know,
Okay, Kel, go
Basically,
back to that, two more before that. It was, my main concern was that neighbor that's gonna be, I guess, would be to the north probably, right?
yes, that would be to the north.
So, and
exactly.
it's, you're staggering,
It's yeah, a staggered row.
Yep.
Yeah.
evergreens.
Okay.
And then we have the Eastport Cemetery to the east side,
right?
Right.
and then you can see part of Tuttle Avenue there,
And then the school right across.
and then the school right
Right.
across the street from that.
And then what's it's a business that's on the corner, it's like a
Yes,
garage
there's
or something.
a repair shop.
That's it. Yep.
There
Okay.
is, I think there is a house behind it that was part of the original.
Okay.
You know, so I
Okay.
think that might be used as a rental residence. I'm not sure,
Um,
but the main use there is a.
It's a
it's an
business.
auto
Yeah,
repair, yes.
okay. All right, those are my comments, and I don't have any issue or changes that I feel that are needed.
Okay, fine. Mr. Rump, comments?
I have no issues. I think it's a handsome building for the church.
Okay. Ms. Keys?
No issues at all, thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Burke, comments?
No issues. I also like the landscaping that's flush against the building there too, which is proposed as well on that rendering.
Yes,
Yeah.
there will, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's
It's
exactly
exact, but yeah.
portrayed
Yeah,
as,
yeah, yeah.
you know, as the,
No.
but it'd be, you know, we do intend on putting landscaping around the
Around the building as well,
building, yes,
too, yeah.
especially on
Okay.
those two sides.
Great. No other issues. No problem.
Mr. Tagliavia, comments?
No issues. It fits the area.
Yeah, and I'm going with the lead, I think. And I think it's going to be a nice-looking building for the neighborhood especially.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
We're trying to make it, because
Right.
the original church building is very, very old, and trying to make it
Right,
as,
You did a good job.
right, I think so. All right, any comments from the public on this? I'm doing this one ahead of time. None? Fine. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion to approve as submitted.
Is this a?
I think it's a referral,
It's
isn't
a
it?
referral.
Right, oh, this is site plan referral. Okay, a transmittal letter will be sent to the planning board with our comments. So, which are all favorable.
right.
So,
Thanks, Greg. Good job.
right, thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
thank you for
Good to see
considering
you.
it. Yes.
And thanks for the detailed presentation.
Oh,
It made it easy for us.
well, I don't know how detailed it was, but.
Well, it was quite nice. I'm glad you included the renderings, because,
Yeah, the way they can do that on the computer now.
right, it's just, it's easy,
Yeah, it makes it pop.
right.
Good to see you. Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Okay,
Good luck.
next is, we have another site plan review, Milk Pail at 1346 Montauk Highway, Watermill. Hi, and would you list?
No apples?
Yeah.
Jennifer Dupree from the Milk Pail Watermill, New York.
Right. Excuse me?
Jennifer Dupree from the Milk
Okay,
Pail.
thank you.
I'm sorry, Jim.
That's
And,
okay.
okay, and, yeah, would you present to the board? And also, Ms. Keys is, if you look, she is the lead for this.
Okay.
And if you direct specifically to her,
Sorry.
yeah,
Basically, what we're doing is it's an existing employee housing that was been there since the mid-'80s. Half of it was employee housing, the other half is storage. What we want to do is make the whole thing employee housing. So nothing is being added or taken away from the actual building or around the building. We're just expanding into what storage space is there.
so this is
Kelly, do you
just
have
an interior?
renderings?
Yeah,
It's just an interior. The exterior is gonna remain the same?
yes.
Okay, Ms. Keys, comments?
I, without any exterior being changed at
Yeah, it will
all,
be,
I
yeah.
don't see why you're in front of the board.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
So Kerry just told us that they're adding windows, so there will be a change to the exterior structure.
So where, how many windows are you adding?
Can you see this? That's on the screen now.
Nope, it's not on there. Ah,
That's a
see.
potential if you would, it's for an outdoor living space for
But-
the employees, if that's acceptable.
So
No,
you're
I
adding,
mean, added or not?
Like to, yes.
Yeah, well then, we're adding it, okay?
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Keys, you understand we're adding the trellis?
the trellis.
Yes, she's adding that to the application.
I see nothing wrong with it. It's very beautiful, in my opinion.
Okay, fine. Mr. Rump, comments?
I have no issues at all. This is a building that you can't really see,
See from the,
you know,
Right.
because of the,
it's so
because of
hidden.
where it is and everything
Yeah.
else. So I think it's, and the ability to provide, affordable employee housing is really
That's-
critical.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Mr.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Mr.
I don't have any
Jankowski?
issues.
You don't have any
Yeah.
issues? Mr. Burke, comments?
No issues.
And Mr. Tagliavio?
No issues.
Okay, and I have no issues with it, and I think a trellis that you're putting in there as an outdoor sort of living space is essential.
Yeah.
Because this is not that large a building,
No,
and you're so far back from anything. I don't think, well,
behind, yeah, it's
I don't think it can be seen, is it?
no, you can't really see it.
not unless you stop and turn and look, no. because
And
it's-
walk back.
Correct, our
Yeah.
farm stand is out front and then it pretty much kind of sits amongst the trees. It's
Yeah,
outside, no, it's inside the deer path, because we hooked it to
Yeah.
it.
right, so,
So, but yeah,
I drive by
Surrounded
it
by
every
trees.
day. You can't. I haven't noticed it.
yeah.
yeah, it's, if you're going by, you won't, you wouldn't.
No one's gonna notice. All right. Since this is also a referral from the planning board, a transmittal letter will be sent to the planning board with our comments, which are favorable.
Thank you.
Have
So-
you been to the planning board yet? Jen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's next week, they wanna,
Do you have the public hearing?
yes.
Okay.
Well, our letter will, Ms. Meyer, the letter will reach them by next week.
Great.
I think, okay, fine.
Thank
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you
Good
very
to see
much.
you.
Me too.
Yeah. Happy fall.
Right, yeah, busy time.
Today felt like the first day, though.
Yeah. Go to the North Fork if you want to know what fall is like. You can't move, it's a big parking lot. Okay, next,
day.
yeah, these are substantial residentials, and it's 2574 Deerfield Road, and this is in Noyak. Is the applicant available? Okay, the applicant, would you direct your presentation to the board and specifically to Mr. Burke, who is the lead for the area? I think, wait a minute, Noyak Road. This is, Ms. Keys, I think this is your area.
Deerfield?
Okay.
Yeah, even Deerfield.
Maybe, it might be Joe, though.
Yeah, it might be on the Noyak side, it says.
If it's on the,
Deerfield.
it depends
If it's on
where it
the, well, you guys decide. I'm not sure which one.
is. Okay, Joe, do you mind taking the lead? Because I
No
can't
problem.
see it
Yeah.
well.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Is there an
Well,
area,
hang on.
Kelly, that
Kevin, is anybody on Zoom? No hands are raised.
Oh, well, we can look at it.
2574 Deerfield Road.
Okay.
Isn't this the one
I don't
that
know if it's
we
vacant
had a
right
guy
now, or
that
is there
has three
something on there?
houses there?
Something existing, yeah.
no, I don't think so.
That's a
That
different.
was Great Hill Road. I
Yeah,
think, right?
okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the wrong one.
2475.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
it there.
It looks like a pretty big lot.
Yeah.
Size of the lot.
Noyak, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly. Guess if we could just take another quick look through the elevations of what's proposed.
Looks like the existing house is quite large.
There
I
must
don't
be
know
some
what they're
elevation
doing.
Changes there too, right?
There-
That
yeah, there
walkout
are.
basement.
Yeah, that survey showed a pretty decent, contours are pretty close together and
Yeah.
it drops off in the back, I think.
All right.
All right, I wouldn't have any issues with that design.
Okay.
And we're in Deerfield. I wouldn't think we got a clearing restriction on those lots with 2 acres. Yeah, no issues.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Rump, comments?
I have no issues, Mr. Chairman, I agree with Joe.
Okay. Mr.
Is there
Jim-
a site plan in it, Cal, just to bring it up? Just to kind of.
Yeah, see.
No.
And it's so far off the road, right? That like that's what they're doing where that existing house was. Yeah, no issues. I didn't see it.
Okay. Mr. Tagliavia, comments?
No issues.
No issues. And Ms. Keys, comments?
No issues. I'd like to know the difference in scale, but I guess they're not there. Is there something on the thing?
A
I
difference
mean,
in,
is it
s-
significant? I mean, I don't know.
Square footage.
oh, you mean the older house versus the,
New one.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, good.
Come on in.
On,
It was going so good he didn't want to come in.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, is he on? Well, Ms. Keys, would you direct your question to him, to the
Jimmy?
applicant?
Hi. My only question is, what is the difference in scale between the house that exists and the one that you're building?
The
For
house-
the lot size?
It's not as much as a different, ma'am. I believe it's about 10 feet higher, but not really that much in reality. Let me see. I'm looking at the survey right now.
Okay.
You guys got the elevation because I also submitted the elevations of the property.
I'm looking at Google Map. So it's 10 feet higher.
Let me see. Not really. Let me look over here. No, ma'am. It's the same height. The same height of the existing. We're digging down to make the to make the garage underneath, so it's the same height of the property that is there.
Okay. So how much do you expand into the lot is my question.
Wait a minute.
Julie, can I rephrase the question?
Of course.
What is the existing ground floor square footage versus the ground floor square footage of the new house?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sometimes I don't speak English.
It's okay.
No, that's technicalese.
Yeah.
I don't have those numbers right now in front of me, sir. I'm sorry. I submitted the site plan and the survey for that property. I don't know what the existing house has as far as what we built. We building the 4,200 square feet on the property. I don't know what the property that we have, the house, the dwelling that is there right now. I don't know the existing
So
footage.
you're saying, sir, that the ground floor of the new house is 4,200 square feet?
Yes, sir. About.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yep.
That's not a lot.
Okay.
Sorry.
The existing, I don't have those numbers, sir. I was gonna be around
No,
4,200
I
square.
think we've
Okay.
answered our question. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, is there any, my comments. I don't see a problem with it. I'm going with the lead on the area. I think regarding the way the land is, the way the slope is, I think you've done a good job with designing it to sort of fit into the slope, which is good. Is there any comments from the public? Okay, thank you. Do I hear a motion on this application?
Make that
Motion
motion
to-
to approve
yeah.
as submitted.
Okay, second?
I'll
Second.
that. Go ahead. Let
I
Julie
think,
second.
yeah, Julie beat you to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, the motion has been made and seconded to approve the project as submitted. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay, it's carried. It's approved. Thank
so
you.
much. Appreciate it.
Okay, next is 58 Sunset Avenue, and this is in East Quogue. And is the applicant available? Okay, thank you. There he is, okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, would you direct your presentation to the board and also specifically to Mr. Jankowski, the lead?
I'm Mr. Jankowski. My name is Joshua Rosenzweig, along with Tim Ganettis from Austin Patterson Disson Architects, joining you today on behalf of 58 Sunset Avenue application.
We're proposing a new two-story residence to replace an existing residence. It'll have an attached garage, swimming pool, spa, a detached accessory boathouse, and simple gable roof forms. It's on a flag lot that's not visible from the street, and will be clad in woodwork and screen siding.
That's it?
That's unless we're happy to address any specific questions the board may have, but we had submitted renderings, the site plan, elevation drawings, and the plan drawings.
All right, so this is like the first, depending upon which way you come, road into East Quogue. This lot is all the way at the end, like on the water.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
it's a really nice spot down there at the end. I think they did a good job with the way that house looks. I like the idea too of the gabled. That's just probably a personal
Right.
thing, but I think they did a good job. The way it blends and stuff, even with the area, it looks like they're going to do some native grasses and stuff too. I have no issues with them building that in that spot.
Okay, what about privacy for the neighbors?
should be existing.
There's an existing robust tree line on all the properties with the neighbors, and also new improvements coming with additional evergreens as well. The property to the northeast of this particular application is also our client's property, and that design has already come in front of this board and was approved for 60 Sunset Avenue.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jankowski, your final comments on this project?
Yeah, no. Like I said, I've been to this site even with the fire department and everything, so
Okay.
it fits. I know the driveway. I know everything
Okay.
About it, so I have no issues with them.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Rump, comments?
I have no issues, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Keys, comments?
No, I'm all good.
Okay. Mr. Burke, comments?
No, I agree with Ted.
Okay, Mr. Tagliavia?
I think it's beautifully done, and there's a lot of development there along the water in East Quogue and Quogue, and this fits right in with the designs.
Okay. Fine, thank you. And I have no comments with it. I'm going with the lead for the area. And you've answered my comments on the screening, so I'm satisfied with that. Do I hear a motion or any comments from the public on this? No? Thank you, Kevin. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve as submitted.
As submitted.
I'll second.
And you've second. Motion has been made and seconded to approve as submitted on this application. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Nice work.
Right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Right. Okay. That concludes the agenda.
Motion to
And
adjourn.
Second.
And motion has been made to adjourn and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Remember, our next meeting will be November 19th. Remember to vote because, what?
Oh,
We're open on this.
If wasn't that last year? It was the first year, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, because normally we're not open election day.
Right, yeah, we are now.
Okay, so what is our next meeting?
The 5th.
5th? Okay.
3 weeks.
All right, correction. Next meeting is November 5th, but still remember to vote. Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you, Kevin.